Welcome back, everyone. Next, we have SinglePoint Inc. It trades on the OTCQB under the symbol SING and is a renewable energy and sustainable lifestyle company that provides environmentally friendly energy efficiencies and healthy living solutions. SinglePoint is initially focused on building the largest network of renewable energy solutions and modernizing the traditional solar and energy storage model. The company is also actively exploring future growth opportunities in air purification, electric vehicle charging, solar as a subscription service, and additional energy efficiencies and appliances that enhance sustainability and a healthier life. Happy to bring back the CEO, Wil Ralston. Nice to see you again, Wil.
You as well, Anna, and thanks for having us on again. We appreciate it.
All right, the floor is yours, and call me back when you're ready for questions.
Awesome. That sounds great. Well, thanks again, everybody, for joining. I'm happy that we can continue to provide these updates here through the Emerging Growth Conference and their channel here. Really wanted to touch on a couple of the different announcements that have come out over the past couple weeks, as we continue to prepare and ensure that we have a successful list. First of all, I'll start off with being able to share the news that we just shared a couple of days ago of our order in California for the ballistic barrier products in a school out there. And that's, a huge deal because it really kicks off, this funding that's been available to California schools through the EANS program. And so we've seen just from that multiple more orders, and potential orders coming through that channel, because now it's been done. It showed traction. It showed proof that funding is available. And actually, on the way back from that, one of our reps out there who's done a phenomenal job in the California market actually stopped by another school and closed a deal just right there on site, right after visiting the Atwater School. So very exciting for Box Pure Air, BPA Solutions, and the various products that they're working to implement into schools for safety, security, and the health of our students, staff, and teachers throughout the entire district there, and everybody that's contributing to those schools. Another thing I wanted to touch on was the preferred A conversion. So as a lot of you have pointed out, those shares converted out there into common shares, and it increased, our market cap. We now have a more true, realistic look at what this company is actually valued at. But it also, increased the number of shares outstanding. One thing to point out is that many of these shares are, owned by management, and it would be locked up. So there is that aspect of it as well. And I think because of that reflection of the true market cap and overall value, and the fact that it eliminates any future potential dilution or preferred distribution that class of shares had, it really is a bonus and a positive for the company. And it was prescriptive by every single investment banker that we actually spoke with during this process. Those were just not going to work, and we elected to take a discount on those, about a 20% discount on the issuance of those. And we're able to go ahead and have those all converted out. So now all of those sit in the same class as every other common shareholder out there. I think that's really important for the structure of the company. Again, over the last 2 years, we've made significant structural changes in this business that have been difficult. There's been hard decisions that have to be made, but it's all for the best interest of the company and the future longevity to continue to grow this company. As everybody's aware of, we've got May 15th right around the corner, and quarterly financials are due. I'm excited that we're going to have yet another quarter-over-quarter great growth story through the acquisition of Boston Solar. They've continued to hit their numbers. Even this year, we've outpaced our sales targets for Q1 versus last year, which is phenomenal. That business just continues to trend upward, and we're very excited for it to get to a point of actual profitability within the business and start, generating positive cash flow, which is right around the corner. We've really grown into it through that acquisition. We had the opportunity to come in and make it profitable by, maybe elimination and of crews or different parts of the business. But ultimately, we wanted to grow into that because everything we do is about the people we work with and how customer experience. And we want to ensure that we're providing a top level customer experience, and that goes for all stakeholders in the company. This is, that's really what it's about for us and our philosophy behind doing things. So instead of jumping in, cutting jobs, cutting corners, we really grew into what we were staffed to do. And that's going to pay dividends because now we're able to go from doing, 35 or 40 installs, our capacity now is right about that 55, 60 threshold. And last month we were able to install actually 54 projects. So good time for Boston Solar and really the whole Northeast market as energy costs continue to rise. Frontline Power continues to deliver. I believe they closed about 8 new businesses last year, or 8 new clients that they onboarded. So as we continue to make this vertically integrated platform where we're able to provide all your energy needs from utility scale power to your solar power, we will be merging and meshing those two together so that we're able to offer solar, energy storage, EV charging, and any overage you need directly from the utility. Again, we're looking at a long tail business here. We're really at the beginning of an energy revolution is what I'll call it. And the US is preparing and has already started the push for the electrification of everything, from your car to the oven and range in your house, going away from gas on that to oil furnaces and replacing those with heat pumps. It's really going to be a demand on the grid. We're going to need more sustainable production through the addition of solar, and then being able to actually support the grid with energy storage, as we've seen California already take measures in with the adoption of NEM 3.0, which takes away solar tax credits, but replaces those into an energy storage tax credit. So it's a huge undertaking from an infrastructure standpoint. But ultimately, where we're sitting at as the solar provider, energy storage, EPC, we're right in the middle to be able to benefit during this energy revolution as the U.S. pushes towards the electrification of everything. And there's really one commercially available product right now, and that's solar energy, going right on the rooftops, going in carports, going wherever we can place it that's beneficial for our customers to start generating that electrical demand and meeting that electrical demand. Update on where we're at with getting listed. Other than the frustrations of really the limited amount of listings that have actually uplisted, I believe the number so far is there's been one company that uplisted last month that has been doing well, but the uplisting process has been just since last October, as I've mentioned before. There's been a lot of different hurdles that we are jumping through. We are making sure to get through those. But on the flip side of that, the timing could be just right for us because we have a compelling pipeline of M&A opportunities, and we're being very selective about those targets that we are moving forward with as we wait for this market to turn. We are focused on continuing to grow the business, but are dialing in on creating our operational profitability at our subsidiary level, but also being able to utilize, as the market turns, the investments that we have for our targeted acquisition. So overall, we're going to continue to grow this business towards operational profitability. We're going to pull the levers for the organic growth that we have at our subsidiary levels already. And we're being very selective about the companies that we're moving forward with now, but continuing to build the pipeline so that as this market starts to turn, we'll be able to take advantage of those opportunities. We're pushing forward very quickly on a lot of these things from a company standpoint and what it takes, but it's definitely there's some impatience about it too. So we see that out there, and we're going to continue to make sure that we get there successfully and effectively as we move up to NASDAQ or a listed exchange. So with that update, I'll let Anna jump back in here and start asking some questions out there. Thank you.
Great job, Wil. Thank you for that. Yeah. Talk a little bit about the new shares. How did the new shares come into the market?
Yeah. So it's really, there's been a preferred A class out there that's been outstanding since, the inception of this company. It's, long before, my tenure, really when the company was founded. And those have all now converted into common. And what that's been able to do is really clean up the capital stack so that, potential investors out there can see what's truly outstanding and what could truly be potentially dilutive. So we've cleaned that out at the prescriptive advice of all the investment bankers that we've talked to. And it's just made it a lot more simpler for people to digest, understand. It takes away, the preferred distribution right that was in there, and basically frees the company up to investors and new potential investors to get a real picture of what the company is structured like. And
so talk a little bit about continued growth when it comes through when it comes to the Boston Solar. Can you hash that out a little bit for us?
Yeah. So growing over there to us is continuing to add crews. That allows us to open up our pipeline of installs. We've got about $11 million right now in sold projects waiting to be installed. That's a little, it's a large pipeline. And so that takes us out from our average of about 65, 67 days to install. It takes us up over about 120 days to install. So we've brought on 2 additional crews. Labor market's been tight out there for this highly skilled, trained labor, but we're excited that we have a great reputation and a great brand out there. So we've brought those crews on. They're getting trained up, and we'll be able to open up that from the 65 that I mentioned. We'll continue to up that to, about 75, 80 projects per month, which will help velocity of revenue, help velocity of installs, and help us achieve that operational profitability. It also means growth on the sales side. Because of that demand and that incoming volume, we've added 2 additional new sales reps, and then actually another on the commercial side of the business in a commercial specific role for the operations of the commercial side of the business, which we're very excited about and should have some great updates coming out of that business on the commercial side very soon.
Wonderful. Wil, are there any acquisitions on the horizon?
Yes, we have a strong pipeline of acquisitions. As I've mentioned before, we've missed out on a couple of great opportunities because we haven't been a listed company, meaning that those sellers were not, we had the best foot forward, the best offer to them, but because we weren't listed, they weren't willing to take the risk, being, traded on the exchange that we're on now. So the deals we have upcoming, one of them is not, necessarily concerned about that. Another one is kind of tied to that, but we have a strong pipeline of M&A activity, and we'll continue to press forward on those as this market turns and as we get listed, so that once that listing happens, we're going to be, it'll be an all-out sprint because we'll be properly capitalized, properly structured, and be able to go even back to some of the ones that we had already gone pretty far down the path with to take another run at them. So very excited for the growth on the acquisition side, because that's how things are going to start becoming exponential.
And can you give us an update on uplisting?
That's something, working on it every day. 3 calls yesterday with the different advisors and bankers and attorneys. It's quite a process. I think our weekly call now has about 15 different people on it. So it's a dynamic because of the markets. There's been a lot of liquidities come out of the market. We've had, banks shut down. We've had multiple different factors that aren't tailwinds at all. But we continue to press on it. We're firm belief that, NASDAQ or NYSE is the place for us to be. A listed exchange is a place for us to be, and it's only going to improve the credibility of the company. It's going to improve the liquidity of the company, and will improve overall, shareholder value getting there. So it's my number one focus every single day. I have more, discussions and conversations and paperwork, back and forth around that topic than anything else. So it's being pushed on really hard, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Wonderful. Good luck with that. Last question for you, Wil, is when will the quarterly financials be published?
Yeah, so due date for those is May 15th. We're very pleased with the results of our quarterly financials, especially Boston coming out of as hard of a winter as it has. They're usually lighter on Q1 as it is, just because of weather events and how the Northeast is with weather. And we have to be on roofs, and it's not necessarily safe to be on a roof under 5 feet of snow or in 0-degree weather. But again, we're going to have, annual year-over-year quarterly revenues looks very good for SinglePoint. And we're going to continue to show those results every quarter that we continue to grow. Wonderful. Any closing remarks for us, Wil? I appreciate everybody's, looking into SinglePoint and asking the questions and being participatory. There's definitely a lot of challenges out there as we all face, every single day, but we're going to continue to push forward with the company and take it to greener pastures. So appreciate everybody tuning in, and thanks, Anna, and Emerging Growth Conference, and everybody for hosting us. Thank you so much for this update. We look forward to connecting with you again in the future. Wonderful. Thank you. All right, everyone, it's been a great day on our conference. Thank you for watching, and to all of our presenters, thank you for your time. In just a second, you're going to be redirected to our registration page for the next conference in 2 weeks. So stay on and reserve your spot early. On behalf of all of us at Emerging Growth, thank you for helping make this such a great success. Remember that a complete replay of this conference, separated by company, is on our YouTube channel. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Emerging Growth Conference, as well as our Twitter at Emerging Growth C. I'm Anna Berry, and we wish you a very happy, healthy, and successful rest of your week, and we'll see you on again very soon.